Hi, traders. Good morning. Happy New Week in advance and Happy New Year in advance. So it's been long. I dropped a weekly focus video, and this is me trying to do it this morning. So I titled this Learn Top Down Analysis in 20 minutes. So the next 20 minutes, we are going to be analyzing dollar index, Euro USD, GBPUSD, USDJPY. USDCHF. I don't know, so I'm giving say 5 minutes each for this pair. So come with me, let's go. All right. So this is dollar index monthly time frame. Of course, we all know what has been happening here because we've been looking at this guy literally every single day. Now we had a clear drawn liquidity with price taking two sell-side liquidities this month. First was the previous monthly low of November and the low of October. So when price took out the low of November, I thought, okay, at one point maybe buyers could come in, but then it obviously showed price was coming for the CRT low, which is obviously October's low. So right now everything is pretty direct. Price is coming for October's low. So unless price takes this October's low, we are not buying. So coming into this week, we have like a lot of fundamentals. We are going to check that after. We have NFP, we have CPI, we have core retail sales. So I'm looking to see how price will react when we take out October's low. Okay, so if we take out October's low and then buyers come in, we'll literally buy. But then if price takes out October's low and then there are no signs of buyers, then price will basically come for September's low, everything being equal. So the drawn liquidity on dollar index is heavily bearish, everything being equal. So let's shift to the the weekly time frame. Let's try to build a weekly profile around how price will behave. So far for 3 weeks in a row, this guy dollar index has been pushing to the downside. When we rated this high, we came in, price pushed down, and last week, when price took out this level, at one point, buyers wanted to come in from this demand zone, but this demand zone was really crazy. It wasn't high quality because there was no run on liquidity before it was created. So price obviously kept pushing to the downside. So everything being equal, this week I'm anticipating, like I said earlier, more sales till we take out this October's low, okay? Everything being equal. Now we have the previous monthly high, previous weekly high, which is this, and then we have a weekly low, which is this, when it comes to weekly liquidity. But I'm not expecting price to come into maybe next week as we are entering, and then it rates this. Now, I see price coming rather for sell-side liquidity like this, before if buyers ever come in, we are going to start pushing to the upside, because I don't want you to forget the fact that on this other end of the market, dollar had been pushing to the upside. So the clear determinant area is this place. So let's go to daily time frame. Now, this is how daily looks like. This is where you build your bias, okay? This is where you build your bias every single day when you wake up. So first thing first, price reacted into this new day opening gap between Tuesday and Wednesday, and we failed to align bullish. So that was already a sign sellers were basically going to come into the market. And then when we came in, price pushed down, causing this as a breakup structure. I believe you can see that we have a daily breakup structure right there. And next thing we have is this fair value gap. So this fair value gap was literally created because a lot of sellers came in from here. So we have two things. Okay, this is how we're going to work. So this is your weekly low. Let me take that out. This is your weekly low. It's standing as a liquidity or as a positive drawn liquidity to your overall drawn liquidity on the monthly time frame. And then we have these as some sort of bearish POI, which price could react into. And then not even forgetting, we have this rolling gap too, okay, which is here. So these are two institutional key levels along the trading range. So price could mitigate this one and then push to the downside, as well as price could come back for this fair value gap. And then when we align bearish push to the downside, here is the extreme supply zone, which If price will want to come here, then okay, no problem. But then that's the extreme supply, this is the fair value gap, that's the volume gap, and then we have like Friday's candle being an inside candle of that of Thursday. So obviously expect a manipulation, okay, because this inside candle is basically a consolidation, notwithstanding. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. This is 4-hour time frame. Friday we started to sell, but then the sell momentum isn't really picking up because we failed to have a bearish alignment below this area. So because of that, like I said, we have Friday's highs and lows inside that of Thursday's highs and low. This is Thursday's high. It opens this fair value gap, and then this is Thursday's low, which is basically our weekly low. So if price mitigates this volume gap, we're going to sell. If price comes for the fair value gap, the daily fair value gap, we are basically going to sell. So I'm not looking to the lower time frame right now because the market hasn't opened, Asia session hasn't developed, so there's nothing I'm going to do. But then obviously all roads lead to sell dollar index till price takes out the CRT low. And then the moment price is going to take it, we have some sort of institutional key areas around the zone which we could basically buy from. Example is this. I've been looking to buy dollar from this key level here, but then price gets a very slight mitigation. So I expect price to come back to at most 50% of this demand. If you look at it, you realize that it is a demand zone seated below your CRT low, which makes it really perfect. So I'm expecting to see how price will come back to this area. And then if demand steps in from here, we're good to go. And then if it doesn't, price will take out September's low because that is September's low, everything being equal. So that is dollar index for you. Dollar index has already set the foundation for what we are going to have on EURUSD. So we're going to run on EURUSD like super fast. Now let's go to EURUSD monthly time frame. So this is Euro monthly. Euro has been really bullish. Price is almost taking its own equivalent high here because Euro is basically the split opposite of dollar index, except in slight areas where we have S&P divergences. So Euro will take out this high, okay, super fast before dollar index, everything being equal. So maybe I'm hoping to catch an S&P divergence, everything being equal. We are going to look into that as the market develops. So that is your high, which price is obviously coming for. It has vital liquidity, and then this is so far the highest high of this year. It also has vital liquidity. So let's see how price reacts when it takes it. Or it might come for this, God forbid, but then we are going to be super flexible with what the market will do. So this is weekly time frame, everything being equal. Okay, so this is weekly time frame. We've had some sort of sales since price took up this point. I believe this was like 15th of September. Exactly. I can't forget that day. It was FOMC. So we had price pushing down, causing this break of structure. And then we have this high as a level where price basically came from. So obviously it has liquidity. And like I said, this is our all-time high for this year, which I'm looking to see whether price will take out or not. Now, this is weekly time frame. Price is obviously pushing to the upside. Okay, so price is pushing to the upside. We keep having a lot of bullish pressure on EURUSD. But like I said, everything being equal, so long as we are in this sell range from here to this low, we are still bearish, okay? Except price invalidates this current range. So I'm still looking to see sellers come in if price takes out some of this level. And if it happens, I'm going to pick like some sort of swing sell on euro that will carry me maybe till next year. Yes, because I'm a swing trader, so I'm going to look into that. Now this is daily time frame, everything being equal. Like I said, so far during my breakdown lessons on TikTok, okay, I've been saying this. So we had this first level as a break of structure. We had this other one as a break of structure. And there was some sort of supply around this area, which was responsible for this crazy sales, like 4 days of sales till price had to take that out. If prices cleared out this area, it means that early sellers have been taken out, which is some sort of, that's how smart money works in the market. So this area, like I said, is your October's high, which is the CRT high, and this area is obviously a what? That's a supply zone on the daily time frame. Same thing I marked on the US dollar index, which was a demand. So this here is a supply. Everything being equal this week, with NFP on Tuesday, core retail sales on Tuesday. I'm waiting to see how the market will open. I mean, then it rates this weekly high, and then if it comes into this area, I see sellers come in. I'm going to take a swing sell till we take out this newly created or this old low, of course, because price is basically going to do that, everything being equal. So I'm still seeing if this level will be violated, I'm going to know. If euro continues to push to the upside, I'm going to know. So two things will happen this week. We're going to see how to target price. Same here. This is a daily fair value gap. Okay, that's a daily fair value gap. It has this demand zone. So if price comes into it like this before going up, okay, I'm going to buy. But then if price ever comes like this before pushing this, do not try buying from here because it's basically going to be a counter trend level. Okay, so same thing. Friday was an inside candle of first day's highs and low. So it also has some sort of fair value gap there, which is this. So wait to see a manipulation and then a distribution. So Friday, I started to buy Euro USD, everything being equal, and I still have some Euro USD buys. Why is that? Because price mitigated this fair value gap and basically aligned bullish. So let's see whether this level will hold price or price will still come back to take out this daily fair value gap or whatever the case. Right now, let's just stay put, and then the market opens, and then we begin to check. We keep checking, okay? Now let's go to GU. So GU2 has really beautiful price action. Let's go to the week, no, sorry, monthly time frame. So basically, all of these guys have some sort of monthly CRT, but then I was so careful about the CRT. So I never wanted to get trapped in case sellers came in. So the first drawn liquidity when we came into this month of December was the high of November. When price took that out, sellers failed to enter, and then we have now said price is basically coming to this high, which is that of October, everything being equal. So let's go to the weekly time frame. We have like 10 minutes left to finish USDCHF and UJ. We're going to do that. So right here, this is what price is doing on the weekly time frame. We've had a lot of buy pressure coming into the market. This is the CRT high in here at around 1.3530. Yes, 1.3530. So price is bullish, and Geo is kind of trying to play funny because it's giving us this contraction look. And with this contraction thing, a lot of people will want to sell GU for price to come back. But then it's not just time to sell, because if dollar index has to fall to take the CRT low, if euro has to rise to take a CRT high, then basically this guy will also take out his own CRT high. So do not fall for sales into in this whole area, except maybe you wake up one morning and you see a very strong bearish price action on the daily time frame. So everything being equal, price has been pushing to the upside. I want to show you. We had some sort of failure swing around this area. Price failed to make a new lower low, and then we broke structure to the upside there, clean. And then we had a mitigation of this here. Price pushed to the upside. Price also came back into this demand zone in here. And then this is what we have right now on the daily time frame. So price gave some sort of contraction here, and I was telling you guys on Friday that do not fall for these sales, because price is still bullish and price will continually push to the upside. So what happened? Price basically raided the low of Thursday, and since then we've been pushing to the upside. We also have this area as a daily demand zone, everything being equal. So this daily demand zone will obviously push price to the upside. So the key level I'm looking to sell GU is this one. So I'm looking to sell GU from here. Okay, So that's a clean supply zone. Price takes out the CRT high, aligns bearish, and then we sell. So if you also look at that area, you realize that it was also formed when price reacted from the supply. Okay, we have had some sort of break of structure or change of character rather from that level, and then we have a record structure here. So it's normal price goes back to the origin of the whole movement, which is the supply zone. So that is what I'm looking for. Now, 4H wise, let me take it to the 4H time frame. So 4H time frame, price had to take out this low as inducement on Friday and then tap into this breaker level there. Okay, so that is what price did. And then right now, all I'm looking for is a bullish alignment on this 4H time frame for me to buy pound come Monday like this. Clean and clear. So let's go to USDCHF super fast. So USDCHF is super crazy. Like it's been selling like so much, which is very, very normal because dollar is super, super weak. There's no way to save the dollar except next week, maybe the fundamentals will come in to save dollar. So Monday time frame, we have a rate above the level, and then we have the lows here. They have both sell liquidity. They are relatively equal. So I'm looking to see how price will take out this low before maybe we could push to the upside. If not, then we are going to take out this one, which is September's low. So we are going to watch. Now, weekly time frame point of view. So we have some complicated way because sellers just came in without any weekly high rated because I wanted to see how price is going to rate out this weekly high there before I could have some sales come into the market. But then it is what it is. Stars came in as of now, we ended heavily bearish. So there's no way you're going to see a very, very strong bearish candle as such, and then you want to buy. No. I see price taking this low before maybe it could push to the upside. So let's go to the daily time frame. So daily time frame, everything being equal, price reacted from this supply. Okay, after price reacted from that supply zone, we had some sort of failure. Like I said, price did not take out a weekly high, and price has been bearish ever since. Now, price is back into a demand zone. I was looking to buy here, which price did not come into. But then as of now, if you're buying into it, you're buying on the counter trend demand zone. So we have that area now as some sort of breakout structure. We have this as fair value gap. Okay. So that's a clean fair value gap. I wouldn't want to mark the supply because this is it here, but I don't want to mark it. But let's just leave it. All right. So I'm looking to see what Chef would do if it can come back to this area and then I have sellers come in. I'm going to sell Chef, run down price till it takes out these relatively equalers. After price takes out these equalers before I could do maybe something else. Okay. So this is it. This is how it looks like on the 4H time frame. Now, 4H time frame point of view here, you see that this is the daily fair value gap opening around the zone. So we're just waiting to see how price will react to it, and then we push to the downside. So let's go as fast as possible. I don't know whether we've hit our 20-minute mark, but then let's go and look at USDJPY. That's the last, I promise. For USDJPY, monthly time frame, perfect. So this is what price is doing on the monthly. So the high of November has been protected so far, and obviously, if price has to come for the low of November, it is going to mitigate this fair value gap. Obviously, I'm looking to see how price takes out this fair value gap before pushing to the upside to rate out some of these highs. Yes, that is how I see the market. Now let's go to daily time frame. No, sorry, weekly. So on the weekly time frame, like I said, this is the high of November. Price has been protecting it some sort of because we almost rated it this week, but then it didn't. And this is what we have. So we have a lot of bearish alignment. Even this weekly candle, or let's say previous weekly candle, failed to close a bullish candle above this high. So obviously we are coming for the low. So you now see how it is so easy to get these draws on liquidity. It's super, super easy. If you don't understand it, then I'm creating an intermediate series here on YouTube, and I'll be posting a lot of lessons for you to be able to know how to get your draw liquidity. So that is your weekly time frame, everything being equal. Price is coming for this, and obviously it is going to come for this monthly drawn liquidity at around 1.52 thousand, something like that. So daily time frame, let's see what daily says. So daily is obviously bearish, like I said. From weekly time frame, price go to close a bullish break. So it means that we are obviously going to sell, and this supply is still active, of course. And this is your weekly low there. So daily time frame, after price attacked the supply, price failed to close a contraction candle, which if it would have, in this fair value gap would have continued to push the upside, but then price closed a body break. And in that sense, this whole area now is a daily supply zone. And as you see, price came back into it. That was on Friday, and we started to have some sort of sales, but then it is still an inside candle on Thursday. So we have the probability or price could still come back for Thursday's high, or let's say for Friday's high there, or rate even the relatively equal highs, because they are basically relatively equal. Let's look at it on the 4H time frame. From 4H point of view, this is a supply zone. Like I said, price could come back for this high and rate it, close back at the contraction candle in the range, and then we have more sales to the downside. So that is the UK. As of now, you just have to relax. When the market opens today, 11 p.m., today, Sunday, 11 p.m., we are going to see what to do. And then join me on TikTok tomorrow morning. Tomorrow Monday morning as we look at the market. So next week will basically be my last week to trade the market. Like you see, on Monday we have news for CPI for card, and then Tuesday, which is really crazy, we have Cleveland Counting for GBP, we have German flash manufacturing PMI for Euro and services PMI both for Euro, and then we have the manufacturing PMI and services PMI for pound. And then coming to the real person, we have NFP, core retail sales, unemployment rate for NFP, same time, 3:30 p.m. GMT +1. And then in the next maybe 45 minutes or so, or 1 hour, 15 minutes, sorry, we're going to have manufacturing PMI and services PMI for US dollar. So how many fundamentals on one Tuesday? So Tuesday, prepare yourself, is going to be super crazy. And then Wednesday, we have CPI for GBP and GBP for NZD, iron trade NZD pairs. And then Thursday, we have monetary policy for GBP, official bank rate for GBP, official bank rate again for GBP, which is crazy. 1 p.m. GMT +1, and then the Bank of England will also talk at 1:30 p.m. GMT +1. We have refinancing rate and policy statement for Euro, 2:15 p.m. And then in the next 15 minutes, we're going to have CPI. We're going to have CPI for the US dollar and unemployment claim for US dollar. Trust me, Thursday will be super crazy, very, very, very crazy for especially GBPUSD and EURUSD. It's going to be mad. And then Friday we have retail sales for GBP, and that's just that for the week. So you guys, I wish you a happy new week. We are going to come in, we're going to try our best, zero desperation, and we are going to trade. So see you guys. Stay tuned. Bye bye.